your girl, JustT. I hope that everyone is doing awesome on this awesomely blessed day that we have seen today, right? You guys, if this is your first time stopping by my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope that you'll sit back and watch my video, and ultimately I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you know when tea is cooking again, all right? Now, today, you guys, we are making some slap your daddy meatloaf. Slap your daddy meatloaf. You know how mama's been getting slapped too much because stuff be too good. So we got to slap your daddy sometime too, right? So slap your daddy meatloaf. I promise y'all this is going to be an awesome meatloaf recipe. So let's go ahead and get into our ingredients, you guys. So first of all, you're going to need some ground beef. And here what I have is 80-20 ground beef, and this is a little bit over 2 pounds of ground beef. So you're going to need about at least 1.5 to 2 pounds, or a little bit more, a little bit over 2 pounds of ground beef for this recipe. And you're also going to need a little bit of milk. I'm actually using whole milk. Going to need a little bit of that. You're also going to need 2 eggs. These are 2 medium eggs. Going to need 2 of those. And also we're going to be using some beef broth. So you're going to need a little bit of beef broth. So you won't have to buy a big container like I have right here. You can get one of those. I think it's like, what, a 14-ounce can. One of those would be sufficient enough as well, because we're only going to use about 1 cup of this. And seasonings, we're going to use some garlic powder. And we're not going to be using a lot of seasonings for this recipe, believe it or not. Don't even need a lot. Some seasoned salt. And you know my Sassoon packet. So we're going to need some Sassoon, 1 envelope of Sassoon. Going to need some black pepper. And you're also going to need some cornstarch. Not a lot of cornstarch. I think we're going to use about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'll let you guys know once we get to that point. You're also going to need some A1 steak sauce. Going to need some of that. And you're also going to need some tomato sauce. And this is I believe it's a 7-ounce little packet of spaghetti sauce. It's going to need a little bit. We ain't even going to use all of this. So you're going to need that. And you're also going to need some Ritz crackers. Some Ritz crackers. So you're going to need 1 sleeve and about half of the other sleeve instead of breadcrumbs. Now, if you don't have Ritz crackers, you can use breadcrumbs. But I promise you, if you want to slap your daddy when you taste this meatloaf, get those Ritz crackers, all right? And you're also going to need bell peppers and onions. And I just chopped mine up really, really small. Really, really small, because I'm going to be putting this inside of the meat mixture. And so I like to have those small. And I have a half of a cup of diced green bell peppers. And I have 1/2 cup of diced white onions as well. And in this one, I have just some mushrooms that are sliced that were pre-brought like that. And some slices of white onion as well. We're going to be using this for something else, and I'll let you guys know when we get to that part. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bowl and everything so we can get to mixing up this meatloaf, because we got some daddies to slap, right? All right, guys, welcome back. So now we're about to get this slap your daddy meatloaf all mixed up. We're about to get ready to put this in the oven once we get everything mixed up. Now at this point, you want to go ahead and preset your oven for 350. All right, so I'm going to start out with that 1 packet of Sassoon. Just going to empty that into this bowl. And you want to make sure that you wash your hands. You want to start out with clean hands, right? And also, with the Ritz crackers, this is 1 sleeve. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to kind of break those up. Just break them up. And just get all those broken up. So we're going to use about 1.5 sleeves of those Ritz crackers. But I like to break everything up before I put my ground beef in here. It just makes stuff so much easier. And then we're going to use half of that other sleeve. About that many. Just going to break those up as well. Now we're going to add, let me wipe some of those. I hate feeling like crumbs on my hands. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that 1/2 cup of the white onion and that 1/2 cup of green bell pepper that I diced up in their small dices. I'm going to add that in there. And now we're going to do our seasonings as well. Oh, I'm going to come right back. I gotta get my measuring spoon for y'all. I was about to eyeball it, but let me get this. Right, sorry about that, but I had to get my little measuring spoons because I almost eyeballed this, y'all. I really was about to. So now I'm gonna go in with the garlic powder, and I'm gonna do 1/2 of a tablespoon of garlic powder. Put that in there, and then with the seasoned salt, we're gonna add in 1/2 of a teaspoon of seasoned salt. Put that in there. Same thing with the black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper as well. And then with that egg, have those 2 medium eggs. I'm gonna beat these up. Yep, this is gonna be awesome, guys. It's gonna be so good. Definitely real better than that traditional meatloaf. Those are good too, don't get me wrong, because you know we all grew up on that traditional meatloaf that our moms made. So I'll take that back. My mom made awesome meatloaf. She did. And so now we're gonna go in with the A1 steak sauce, and we're gonna use 1/3. This is a 1/4 cup of steak sauce. Put that on in there too. And the same thing with the tomato sauce. I'm gonna use 1/3 of tomato sauce. Put that in there as well. And with the milk, we're gonna use 1/2 cup of milk. 1/2 cup of milk. Let's pour that on in there too. And what I like to do at this point, I'm gonna go in with some clean hands. Go in and just get this all mixed up a little bit before we put that ground beef in it. Because once you put your ground beef in, you don't want to over mix your meatloaf. So I like to go in and mix up everything before I do that. You don't want to over mix it. Because trust me, it'll be really, really freaking dry. And ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody want no dry behind meatloaf, right? And this meatloaf, you gotta slap your daddy after you taste this. Trust me. Oh my gosh, that just smells so good. And so this is what it's looking like. Let me see, can you guys see it? Yeah. So this is what it's looking like right now. It almost looked like some dressing or something. So now we're gonna get our ground beef. Let me get this. And now we're gonna just add this right on in here. And after you handle this ground beef too, make sure you wash your hands really, really good. Because you do not want to cross-contaminate, you know, and get meat and everything, you don't want to do that. You don't want to get stuff all over the place, touching everything. Ain't nobody got time to get sick because of no meat. You just want to mix this up really, really good. And you want to mix from the bottom up. So good. And also too, if you have like little kids that don't like to eat like onions and bell peppers, what you can always do, what I find out the way that I do it is, if you have a food processor, then put those bell peppers and onions or whatever vegetables that you're going to put into your meatloaf, put them in the food processor and grind them up. That way the kids won't even know that they're actually eating them. Because most of the time with kids, if they're, you know, they don't want them and they're kind of big or they can see them. I know that's how I was when I was a kid. I used to hate when my mom used to put onions in her food. I'd be like, oh my gosh, this lady always putting onions and bell peppers and stuff. And now look at me. Yep. So now we got this all mixed up and everything. And now we're going to move over to putting it in our pan. So I'm going to go wash my hands off real quick so I can grab my pan, and I'll meet y'all right back here. Right? We're back. And so I have myself a pan. I'm actually going to sit my meatloaf pan on top of, because just in case it boils over, you know, with the oil and everything, then I have something to catch it with. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. And also I'm going to put on top of this, I'm going to just put some foil on top, because that's going to help with the cleanup process. And then sit your pan right on there like that. And then we're just going to get our meatloaf. So you guys can see that real good. Yeah. And then we're just going to get that meatloaf. And you're going to just start putting it in this pan. I made noise. Just gonna make sure that no air is in there at the bottom as well. And two of the other ingredients that we have over here, we're gonna be making a gravy. So you can go ahead and I'm gonna go sit this in the refrigerator, the onions and the mushrooms until I'm ready for those. And you also have that beef broth, but we're gonna make a gravy for this as well. So I have my oven set for 350, and I'm gonna let this cook in the oven for about, it's gonna actually cook for an hour. So we wanna make that gravy maybe about 10 to 15 minutes prior to this being done. So I'll say in about 35 minutes, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make that gravy. All right, I'm just gonna pat this down in here, trying to make sure there's no air in it. So you just push it down like so. Make sure you get all the air out of the bottom. I'll bring you guys back in about 35 minutes, because then we're gonna make that gravy mixture, because that's what we're gonna put on top. And I like to put some on while it's still cooking. I like to put some of that gravy on top of there. All right, I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Welcome back. So it's been a half an hour that I had the meatloaf into the oven. Now it's not done yet, but I just want to take it out. I took it out because I want to show you guys what it's looking like right now. Let's see. So this is what it is looking like at 30 minutes into the cooking time. So we still have 30 more minutes to go. So I'm going to put that back in the oven, and now that's when we're about to make our gravy, because we're going to start basting that meatloaf once our gravy thickens up. All right, so I'm going to put that back in the oven, then I'm going to come right back and we're going to get that gravy started. All right, everybody, welcome back. So into this pan, I have 2 tablespoons of margarine. Now you can use butter if you want to, but y'all know I use margarine. So I have 2 tablespoons of margarine, and now I have that cup of with the bell peppers. I have that cup with the onions and those mushrooms, and I'm just gonna saute these a little bit. Yeah, and I'm leaving now. You can chop your bell. Gosh, dang, girl, get it together. See, you can chop. Oh shoot, you can chop up your mushrooms if you want, but I don't like mushrooms, so I leave them whole, so that way I can see them and I can pick them out. They're small, I can't pick them out. Now I can eat small ones, I just don't like them when they're big. So now we're about to make the gravy, because we want to baste that slap your daddy meatloaf with some of this gravy, all right? And so I'm going to show you guys how to make some gravy, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. All equal parts, everything equal parts. 2 tablespoons of margarine, right? And into this cup, I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. All right. So into that, I'm going to add. Can you guys see this? Yes. So into that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water. Right in there, like that. Now you can do the same thing if you wanted to make chicken gravy instead of beef stock, because we're making beef gravy. Then use chicken stock, and you just want to stir that up really, 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 really good. Really, really good. Stir it up, get all the clumps and stuff out. You can also do this with flour as well. And I also have like 1 cup of beef broth that we're going to be putting in here. So see that right there? So I like to get my onions a little brown. I'm going to turn it down some now. Kind of work it on some high heat. And pour this in here and pour in this beef broth around the same time. Now you just want to mix everything together. And there you go. Voila, some gravy. And I'm just going to let this thicken up some. But I like to get my onions dark like that when I'm making homemade gravy. I like it to be a little dark. My onions, I like them to be caramelized, okay? So now this is going to thicken up as well. It's going to thicken up. And then what I'm going to do is just let this cook down a little bit. And I want to baste that meatloaf with this. See how it's thickening up? Look at that. There you go, y'all. So I'm going to take this meatloaf out, and I'm going to start basting it with some of this. And I'm just going to keep this on low heat right now. So right now, guys, so here's that meatloaf. I just took it out the oven. We still have some time to go. So now I'm just going to get some of this gravy, and I just want to put some on top of it. Just want to baste it a little bit with some of that. And then I'm going to just put it back in to the oven and let it finish cooking. Because, you know, we're going to add this gravy dough on there once we get it out this meatloaf pan. I want to put some gravy on top of it as well. I'm about to put this back into the oven and let it finish cooking for that 30 minutes. Well, a little bit less than 30 minutes. So it probably has about 20 minutes left, and then this is going to be done. And I'm also having that with some green beans, and we're going to have some white rice. So quick dinner, quick and easy dinner, you guys. All right, I'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. So the meatloaf, the Slap Yo Daddy Meatloaf is done, y'all. I took it out the oven, and the total cook time at 350 was 1 hour and 20 minutes. And also, let y'all know, I feel like I'm screaming.
What are you slapping people?
I said I'm screaming. I ain't slapped nobody.
You slapped somebody's daddy.
No. But the total cook time was 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I want to let you guys know, before you cut into your meatloaf, you want to let it rest for like 15 minutes before you cut it. I didn't do that because my husband was kind of hungry. So my meatloaf, you know, it kind of broke a little bit. But that's all good because the taste is going to make you slap your what?
Not your daddy.
Slap your daddy.
Slap
yes,
the
it is, babe. You're going to taste it so they can know. Look at that, babe.
I wish somebody would slap me up
I'll
here.
slap you right now. No.
Okay then.
Ooh, don't you hit me though.
I'm about to slap my wife.
But as always, guys, he's so silly. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I thank you guys for watching my YouTube video. And I hope that you guys will make this recipe, and also, you know, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, all that. Dislike it, it's all the same thing. You know, it's all love.
I love it.
But as always, y'all, it's JustT. Stay forever blessed. All right, I'm out.